Hi again, everyone. I'm Ollie Matthews. This is the Narcissistic Resistance, and this resistance video is just sponsored by saltiness, jealousy, borderline personality disorder, stalkerish obsession. And I know people say that I shouldn't respond to these sort of things, but it's good for me because it reminds me of how I got down this road and the journey I've gone through. And, what we got here is this exposing the grifters. And yeah, I saw you try to comment too the other day. Understand, I have keywords that flags me immediately whenever you haters post. Like, I got you. I know how you post and I know what to look for. Your comments aren't going to last. They're just not. But again, I don't want anyone new or anyone who may have forgotten how we got here to know how we got here. And they've done some deep digging on me and Charlene, and oh boy, they think they've exposed me here. They've exposed me. So this is Exposing the Grifters at ExposingTheGrifters@gmail.com. Hey, Ollie, there's talk all over social media and YouTube channels about this. Is it true? They're saying you ran your GoFundMe at the same time you were being evicted, even the same month. Really? What did you spend that GoFundMe on? How did you get the $7,000 to pay off the landlord? Did you guys really get evicted in 2012 also? Ollie, be honest. Are you a grifter? Love to you and Charlene. The obsession you have with me is really unhealthy. So it's true then. You conned your viewers and paid to settle your eviction with the money from the GoFundMe? Ollie, I'm so disappointed. They're saying that GoFundMe is going to work with Broward County Sheriff's Office. I didn't read that part. Oh, fuck. I didn't even read that part. I'm sorry. For what? Okay, I hope it's not true, Ollie, because that would make you a lazy con man grifter. Please send love to Charlene. Not really, LOL. You think you have something that you don't. I'm going to explain this in a video as soon as I'm finished with my smoothie and protein cookie. Strawberry banana. It's a birthday cake protein cookie as well. That's gone. It's delish, by the way. So you actually just really helped me. So thank you, I guess. Sincerely, your hero, Ollie. Smooches. So now, as those of you who've been with the channel, for that time, for that long, know, okay? That was right around that month where all that went down with the house and Aaron and the fake mortgage. The loan modification forgery, which is all recorded, by the way. Okay, lying mother, gaslighting mother, lying on phone. Just go back and look at it. Okay, go back and you could see what happened for yourself, that they were forging my name on loan bank paperwork. Now, Charlene had lost her job at the beginning of the month from the disgusting club, okay? We had some savings. We had some savings in the bank, okay? Charlene filed for unemployment and immediately got another job. So there was never really any loss of employment, okay? During this time, we find out about the stuff with the house. We're worried. We don't know when she's going to be able to find a job. Okay. So we talk to our landlord. Like, what can we do here? Oh, Florida has what's known as rent stipulation, where you go through the process, they file on you, and then you go into a rent stipulation agreement where there's agreed upon terms, like, instead of having to pay your rent on the first of the month, they break it up into payments of, half on this date, half on the 1st, or half on the 3rd, half on the 17th, twice a month. every 2 weeks to help spread it out. And what they do is they work in the court cost of the filing fee. That's kind of how they work in their interest, because my landlord is also a law firm. The owner is a lawyer, so they do this. And that's what we did, because we were making sacrifice for what was going through during what was going on. I was willing to have, which you've already found out, was a second eviction from 2012, which was when I had lost my job at IKEA in July. July, again, funny, July has just been a bad month for us, and she lost her other job in July as well. I lost my job in the middle of July of 2012. We went through our savings in 3 months, was gone. And that was it. We lost it. And I talked about losing that place that I loved. We went from our first place on the 19th floor, living on the beach in Miami. Okay, on the Intercoastal Waterway. On the waterway, we could have had a boat slip. The Intercoastal Yacht Club is where we moved to. On the 19th floor, on the waterway, overlooking Pro Player Stadium, where the Dolphins play, we were in the direct flight path for flyovers for the stadium. We used to see Marine fighter jets buzzing the stadium, because they would start right on the beachhead, right where we were off the ocean. This place was amazing. But I was working with IKEA, which was about 20 miles from there, down in Fort Lauderdale in Sunrise. So after that lease ran out, we moved to Plantation, to Jacaranda. Those of you who used to be on my Facebook, you see, we had a fireplace in that big 2-bedroom, 2-bath, huge porch, in-house washer and dryer, all the appliances you want, garbage disposal, gym, pools, hot tubs, everything. And then I got screwed over at IKEA, and I held on for 3 months, and then we had to move. And we had to move to this place, which was actually across the street in 2012, and this was the ghetto, and that was hard. That was humiliating, and I begged them not to, look, we're just gonna, we can't afford it. We found another place. Don't file. We didn't sit there, because you can't sit there in Florida. But they filed, which is their right, and they filed. And there's nothing you could do. I had lost my job at IKEA. I was carrying the brunt of the work. Charlene was just starting in art. She had like a part-time thing at a local beauty supply store that she was bringing in extra money. But then that wasn't going to work. So then she went and got a job at Dillard's full-time, back at the makeup counter, which she hated, which was horrendous. And we got evicted. We had to move here. Went from, paying $1,400 onto from a $1,400 a month apartment in Plantation. And we started in a $1,500 a month apartment at that high rise in Miami, to here in the ghetto at the time. And it was bad at the time, not that bad, to $800 a month. Because she was back working in retail, and this is 2012, and the economy is shit. And Obama won his second term in that November, and that was it. That was it. Jobs dried up. I turned 40 that November, and we moved in here the beginning of December. It was like December 2nd, December 3rd, we moved in here into this complex. And because you can't be $7,000 in debt to a landlord in Florida. Understand something. In the state of Florida, it isn't like other states where you could just sit there. And this is how I know exposing the grifters and you're a friggin' deadbeat because you have no concept. You have no concept how things actually work and how things go down. None at all. But you have time to think you've exposed me. You can't fall $7,000 behind on your rent in Florida because after 3 days you don't pay your rent, they serve you with eviction papers. It's that quick. There's no fucking around. There's no hiding from your landlord for years on end and never paying your rent like you deadbeats do. That don't fly in Florida. That doesn't fly in Florida. You miss your rent, you're getting evicted. You're getting served with papers within a week and a half, easy. You get a 3-day notice. You miss your rent. You get a 3-day notice that doesn't include holidays and weekends. So the most, even if you get a holiday, like maybe 5-6 days, and that's it. Then they're filing eviction paperwork on you. So when they filed the $7,000, that was for the balance. They do that because that's the balance of the lease that we were on. So that's how they do that. They file it for the remainder of the lease because what they're trying to do is they're trying to recoup the entire lease, which is what these companies do. If you lose your job, you get evicted. They don't only evict you, then they sue you for the value of the entire lease. You can't fall $7,000 behind. It's not like that. You have to pay your rent. It is pressure, which is why when all this went down with the house and all that and Charlene losing her job, and yeah, we had some savings, but hey, what can we do here to spread this out? Well, this is what you can do. Well, you know what? We already have an eviction on us, so fuck it. We're going to have to deal with this with Aaron now. Our rent has to be paid regardless. And the fact is, the legal fund ended after, I think, like $1,800. $1,800 in, the legal fund had ended, and it was over. Me and my ex-wife had cut a deal. She's going to let me talk to Aaron, and we're going to work this out. You're not exposing anything other than the lengths I had to go through and the sacrifices I made and some of the things that I've dealt with that I've gotten to this point on. Horrible time. So here we were. We went from a high rise on the beach and having a fireplace in the other place, and you know, and every luxury at our beck and call in both those places, to sitting in the middle of the ghetto, okay, no appliances, no washer dryer, like it was horrible. It was horrible here when we first moved in. Well, not that you couldn't just walk around, but it wasn't how the work they put into it now. And Charlene was just looking on Craig like, what do we do to make more money? I couldn't find a damn job. The economy was shit. Obama just won his second term. I was on unemployment at the time. And I couldn't find a job. And you just get more and more. And what happens? Eventually something comes along. I start talking into my webcam. And people listen and they watch. And then my subscribers said to me, hey, you should do this full time. People were pushing me to do this full time. Nicole from New Jersey, pushing me. She was the first one. It's like, you must do this. And when I ended the legal fund, and I said, and I even made the first $5,000, I'm like, what do you guys want to do? Keep it going. Keep it going. Keep it going. And that's what I've done. Is that grifting? Grifting is what deadbeats accuse creative people, doers, people they're jealous of doing. So I know you think by pulling up this image I still live at Colonial Park Apartments. You've not exposed a damn thing. Other than the sacrifices we were making at the time for what we were going through. And some of the hurdles I've made, that how I've gotten here in the first place. So keep swinging, guys. I mean, it's a real sad state of affairs. And again, this is all political. Trump's still gonna win. He's gonna win big, no matter how many Reddit threads you start, no matter how many times you try to think you're exposing the grifter. You're not exposing anything. Anybody who donates can gets a video. Who wants it? Anybody. He thinks he's exposed. They think they've exposed something because they found out about this when we went on stipulation. Like, and split the rent payments. Remember?
How did they find out?
Because they're pulling court paperwork. That's why. Because they're pulling court paperwork because they're crazy.
That's what I mean. That's really psycho.
Yeah, it's psycho.
That's psycho shit. That's like, I have no life, so I gotta live in your life.
Exactly. I mean,
I'm sleuthing and shit. Well, that's pathetic. That's fucking pathetic. You got nothing else to do with your time? Nothing else to do with your time.
I know. Did you get your nails done? Yeah. Looks nice. All right, guys. Anybody who ever has a question about how any of this started, about anything financial, about, like, did I ever get this deep into the weeds of what I had to do to make ends meet? No. We've done that twice at different times. We've been with this place now since we've been living here since December of 2012. It's now almost 7 years we've been here. Same place. You're not exposing anything. There was I didn't use $7,000. I think we used $7,000 to pay off the landlord with the stip. They don't understand. They just sue you for the entire amount.
Wow, that's really
It's sad. Like crazy.
So not only are you fucking psychotic, you don't even know what the fuck you're talking about.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
So you don't know what the fuck you're talking about, but you got it. Mr. Sleuth, Mr. Detective, Mr. Private Eye, right? At least get your fucking facts straight. At least get it fucking right. At least get it fucking right.
As you can see, this was a very stressful time for us, and we continue to push forward. Okay? So when I told you I was going, you did me a favor here, exposing the grifters, or Dan, or whoever, whichever one you are, that's all salty and shit, because just life doesn't go your way, and you think.
He thinks he has to attack other people because that's going to make his life better. I don't know what bevy of beautiful women you think are going to come chasing you because you pulled out the grifter. What a piece of sad, pathetic shit.
All you've done is show what we have done to try to have a relationship with my daughter, her included. Even with the horrible shit and the sacrifices she's made and the horrible places she's worked. But you think you've exposed me on something, huh? Arms are feeling.
All they want to do is hurt people. All they want to do is destroy people.
That's the left.
They got nothing going on in their fucking 24-hour day other than destroy other fucking people.
That's the left.
That brings them joy in their miserable, wretched little fucking lives.
That's the left. That's the left. And it's all political. This is all over either abortion or Trump. This is what all this is over. Crazy. And this is also why I get nervous about growing the channel. Because this is only a couple of lunatics. Could you imagine, like, 1,000 of them, like some of these people get, like Cernovich and Christ.
No, it's going to happen exactly what happened to Johnny No. Exactly the same thing.
Andy.
They're going to show
No.
up at your fucking door because they think they have a right, because they found out that they found a grifter. They found a grifter, so now they got to show up at your door and beat the fuck out of you,
They don't even know
That's the next step. That's the next step, you sad sack of shit.
They don't even know what a grifter is, so. All right. She's very upset, so she wasn't. I was trying to get this done before she got back, but hey. So, arms are feeling, I'm doing a lot better with them. So, I think Monday, for sure. We're going to be having some real narcissism videos. But I wanted to get this in. Yeah, this is getting a lot better. So thank you, everybody, for your patience and your support. Thank you, Exposing the Grifters, for just being a dumbass and reminding me of the sacrifices that I've made and she's made for my daughter, trying to make this work somehow. You can't be $7,000 behind in your rent in Florida. They are on you in a day if you don't pay your rent. They are on you. It's impossible.
It's just 3-day notice down here. They waste 0 time. So at least get your fucking facts straight. At least know what the fuck you're talking about, you sad sack of pathetic shit.
Bye, everybody. Take care.